Today I will be showing you how to make this rocket charm, and you can add the fire if you want, but if you do, it won't be able to stand up. It should be able to stand up for you. And I'll show you how to make the flames, and if you want to add it later with the C-clip you can, or you can attach it, and I'll tell you how to do that as we go along. So let's get started. First we're going to make the this part of a rocket, taking a single rubber band and coming from the first to the second peg from the center and the left side, and now taking two single rubber bands, we're coming down once on the center and the left, coming down with two single rubber bands from the third to the fourth peg, two single rubber bands, we're coming from the center third to the left fourth peg, and taking two single rubber bands, we're coming down once and loop, capping this end peg there by looping it 3 times to create 4 loops. And now taking a holding rubber band, single, double, and putting it from there to there, another single, double, from there to there. And now go in, grab the bottom 2 bands, looping it up and onto itself. And the next peg, grab the top 2 bands and looping it right onto itself. And reach in, grab the next 2 band, and now you should have that. Now go in the third side peg, grab the bottom 2 band and looping it onto itself, and let's finish up the left side. Go in the center, grabbing the bottom 2 band and the last single at the top. And now we're going to take it off our loom and putting it aside to add to our rocket later. So that's what you should have, and you can leave it. We can grab the loops later, and you'll need a total of 4 of these. So come back when you're done. Now let's make the fire, taking a single white, double, coming down the center once, single white, double, and coming down twice on the center, taking a single, double. We'll start with the fire. We'll do it yellow, coming from the second to the side second, and repeat on the other side, single, double, diagonally. And now we'll come down yellow twice on both sides. This is just a single twist double. This is like the dragon's fire. And now we'll come down the center with 2 yellows, single, double. Now let's come down orange twice, single, double, and all 3 rows. The next one, color, we're going to do red, single, double, and we'll come down the side with three reds, rubber bands, single rubber bands, and repeat on the other side. You can make your fire longer if you want. I'm just keeping it that length. And now I'm coming down the center 4 times, single, double. And let's cap these end peg for a fire by looping it, taking a single and looping it 3 times to create 4 loops. 2, 3, 4. Let's put some holding rubber bands starting at the top. We'll take a yellow, single, double to hold our fire together. Again, there's another yellow, taking a yellow, taking orange, and you can do as many as you want. And if you don't do it, you can do it all the way and it'll be tapered. The less holding rubber bands, the more split it'll be. So it's up to you how many you want to do. I'll just do 5 of them like that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holding rubber bands. Now I'm going to go under each of the cap band on the side first, grab the bottom 2 bands, and looping it right onto itself, creating teardrops. And I'm looping the side all the way up to the center peg, the second center peg. Stop there, and now let's loop the other side. Loop the center, go under the cap band, grab the bottom 2, and just go up your loom. Now lastly, the second in the center, reach in, grab the bottom 2 bands, and very carefully, there's lots of tension, release it, and looping it right onto itself. And if you want to put it on a C-clip, you can, if you don't want to attach it, or you can put it on a holding hook to attach it to our bottom of our rocket later. So there's the flame to our rocket. Let's make the point for our rocket. So taking a single, double it, and we'll come down 3 times like that. And if you want it to be gray, you can, or you can do the same color. This time I'll just do red. So taking a single and looping it 3 times to create 4 loops like that. Now go under the cap band, grab the bottom 2 bands, and looping it onto itself. And we'll take it off the loom and put it aside for later. It shouldn't come apart. Let's make our rocket. My tip will be red, so I'm taking 2 red single rubber bands, coming from the center peg down 1, taking a single rubber band, coming from the center diagonally like that, and repeat on the other side like so. Now taking 2 more red rubber bands, coming down the center, and 2 rubber bands on the sides like that. And now the rest of the way I'm coming with gray, and I'm also using clear for the window. So taking 2 single gray, coming on the side, and once down the center like that. Taking 3 single rubber bands, coming down the center twice. 3 single clear rubber bands for my windows, and coming down with 3 gray rubber bands to make it a little thicker. So I'm coming down 3 times with 3 single gray rubber bands. So that's once, twice, third time, And let's do one more with 3 single rubber bands. So we'll come down 4 times. Repeat on the other side, 3 single rubber bands, coming down 4 times. Now coming down the center, after our 2 windows, we'll take 3 single rubber bands to make our rocket ship's body a little thicker. So 3 single gray right there. And now making another set of windows, 3 clear, coming down twice with 3 single rubber bands. And coming with 3 single gray down the center, like there. And now we are coming down, making our rocket ship a little thinner now on the side with 2 single rubber bands on both sides, like that. And we'll come down with 2 single rubber bands the rest of the way until the second peg from the bottom. So 2 single rubber bands. So you have 2 reds, 2 grays, and then 4 sets of 3 rubber bands down. And now we have 4 sets of 2 single rubber bands down the side. And the last set from the second peg all the way to the bottom will be 3 single rubber bands. And repeat on the other side. So we have 2 single rubber bands coming down 4 times. And then the last one, we're using 3 single rubber bands to make the bottom of a rocket a little thicker. And after the center, we're taking 3 single clear to make the last set of windows, like that. Now right here, we're going to take a single, double it, and coming down the center, making a rocket cinch a little, single, double, twice. So single, double here from this third to the second, and then single, double from the second to the first. And now taking 2 singles and closing off our rocket, coming diagonally from the side in with 2 single rubber bands. Now if you want to add your fire, you can go ahead and add it right here. Put it on the center peg like that that creates a cap band, but also it attaches the fire onto your rocket, the end of your rocket, if you wish to do so. I'll leave mine like that. I know my son will like it. And now we're going to add our attachment to our rocket. In this first one, we're going to put our hooks through the loops like so. It's flat and you want to put it from one to the other, and we are going to push it inside our rocket, and we're putting it from between the second and the third, and we're going to attach it one side to the second peg, and the other side there should be 2 rubber bands on the other side, on the third peg, and we want to push it down because we want it to stick out. Now let's take the other one. Again, put the hook through the loops, and it should be flat like that, and we're going to attach it from the second peg to the second peg on the side, like so. And your other one, same thing, put your hook through the loops, and again attaching it from the second and the third peg on the side, like that. Now before we put our last one here, we're going to put some holding rubber bands, taking a single, double it, and putting it from the second peg to the second peg to cinch our rocket. Single, double, putting it from the third to a third peg, taking a single clear over the window, putting it like that, taking 2 single gray rubber bands for holding rubber band there, taking a single and putting it over the windows like that for a holding. Take 2 single grays for holding in here. Take a single clear over the windows, creating the triangle like that. Now we're taking a single red, double it, coming across to cinch the top of our rocket. Again, single red, double, and cinching a rocket. Since we're up here, let's take the tip of a rocket, put it on the loops through the hook. There should be 4 of them, and adding it to the tip of our rocket, like so. And now let's add the last of our rocket. So put your hook through the loops, and it should be flat like that. It should be on the same sides, and we're putting it from in the center, the second peg, and loop the other 2 on the third peg, like so. And we want this one, be careful not to let it come off, and we want this one pointing upwards, and you have one pointing down. Now we're going to loop, go under the fire, grab the top 2 bands, and it should be the side one, and looping it onto itself like that. Go back in, grab the next top 2, and looping it onto itself. Go in the center, again that center peg, grab the bottom 2, and looping it onto itself, creating teardrops. And now I'm going to loop in on the side and all the way up to the very top. So always go in, grab the bottom 2 bands, or this is 3, looping it onto itself. Go in, grab the bottom 2, and looping. Always grab the bottom bands and looping it up. The last one up the center, repeat on the other side. Always reach in, grabbing the bottom bands that's going up to the next peg and looping it onto itself. Make sure you see teardrops forming as you go up the body of your rocket. Like that. And now let's go up the center, reach in the second peg, grabbing the bottom 2 bands, and we're going to loop it up very carefully, and you're going to pull the rocket piece in between it very carefully. Don't break your rubber band. And like that. So your rubber band's now in between, or your rocket piece is in between the 2 rubber bands, and loop it onto itself and continue up, grabbing the bottom 2 bands, or 3, and looping it right onto itself, creating teardrops. Just continue up the body of your rocket, the center, all the way up. Lastly, we're going to reach in to the very tip of our rocket. Now take your single rubber band, go in the top, grab your slip knot rubber band like that, And we want to not tie the tip off. We are going to reach under, pull it up, reach under, grab your slip knot on the other side of your hook, lift it up and pull it through, and tie it off like that. And now we're ready to take our rocket off the loom. So there's your rocket. And if you didn't put the fire on, it should be able to stand for you. But I have the fire on there for my son, so that's what you should have. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching.